What's up, everybody? This is Mr. 100K a day, and today we're going to be talking about the one, the only, the amazing Jamelin Nash. Jamelin Nash is the girlfriend of Erriyon Knighton, and she's a former basketball player for Potomac State University, and I'm sorry, Potomac State College. And she lives with Erriyon Knighton. And it was her mom. It was her mom, Laura Kane, who purchased the oxtails um for her to eat. She actually purchased it for her daughter, Jamelin, and of course, it ends up going to the belly of Erriyon Knighton, and Erriyon Knighton somehow ends up consuming these oxtails, which of course turned out to be contaminated with this banned substance, actually a banned steroid. So Jamelin, this is how she came along. She came as a young, slim, thin, uh, woman of Caucasian descent. And the ironic thing is, in this particular case, she looked very, very different in her earlier days of high school or early days of college, and then all of a sudden now she has turned into this young lady who is really just, you know, she seems to be tanned and more urban now. Has a little more flavor. I think she's burning her skin a little bit. She looks really, really tan. Like she's really going to great lengths to appear to be darker than what she is. She's, changed her hair color. She's doing a few things to make herself to appear to be more edgy. But that's another conversation. So, of course, this also adds to the list of American black male sprinters who are completely dating outside of their race and are never ever seen in public other than Noah Lyles with a black woman. So I think this is interesting. So when you read the court documents, Jamelin is featured all throughout the court documents that USADA had, the report that was issued that exonerated Erriyon Knighton. And of course, it was Erriyon Knighton. Like I said, um, I'm sorry, Jamelin Ash's mother who provided the oxtail. She said, according to the court documents, that she gave it at her own volition, and that's what she wanted to do. And it wasn't, no one compelled her to go, and she provided the plate of food, and it was for her daughter. And then for some reason, all of the food ends up in Erriyon Knighton's belly somehow. So I don't know how that happened specifically. It's a lot of stuff that goes into this. She is definitely a ride or die because they had their excuse um, really just ready to go without a doubt. So I think it's kind of interesting because he was tested on March 26, 2024. He was notified of the positive test on April the 12th, 2024. Ironically, ironically, um, it was you know, he he ate the meal, of course, on March the 22nd, 2024, and March the 23rd of 2024. He ate the leftovers the next day. So he had the plate. She bought the plate on the 22nd. They ate it the 22nd. They also ate it the 23rd. The funny thing is, of course, he just happened to get tested on the 26th. I don't know how, after being notified um, of the positive test. Like I said, he wasn't notified about his positive till April the 12th. I don't know how in the world people are able to go back and figure out, hey, 3 weeks ago I ate a plate of oxtails. How he was able to narrow it down that's where he ate and that's where the contamination came from. Because I find it to be very, very, very suspicious that you would just happen to know where you ate and where you consumed what at. To be honest, I can't even tell you what I ate last week. For these people to be able to pull out of thin air that they ate of particular food on a particular day, and this happened to be the same food that was contaminated with a steroid that is known to be abused by track and field athletes. I find it to be very suspicious. But this is about Laura. This is about Jamie Nash and who his girlfriend is. So she's a former hooper. Went to out of West Virginia, and she's been riding and dying for her man. She's been riding for him. Really pushing to get this ban overturned. She did, and she's probably going to have to testify before the court of arbitration for sport for him now. You know, I don't know how long they're gonna be willing to keep this lie up. I don't know if they're really, if they're really thinking about the big picture when it comes to this. I don't know if she'll eventually snitch on them. A lot of women do. A lot of women decide to cooperate, but so far she hasn't. Unfortunately, what she doesn't know, or she doesn't maybe even realize, is that the distribution of steroids, uh, most steroids, especially this particular steroid, Trembolone, that he was caught with, what was caught in his system, is a Schedule 3 drug under the United States federal government, under the United States, under U.S. law. So the distribution of it is still a federal offense. So federal authorities can come in and investigate these types of issues, types of crimes, if there's distribution and things like that alleged. And you got to deal with the weight of the federal government in those types of situations. So I don't know how much she'll ride for him in this particular case. I don't know if she'll ride for him once he gets banned. Like I said, I'm pushing for him to get a 10-year ban. I want him out of the sport for a long time. I don't want him back running track until he's my age or close to my age, and I'm in my 40s. So I think that'd be a good opportunity for him to come back and run masters track and field. That'd be a good opportunity for him. So I want to make sure that everybody's well aware of what's going on with his girlfriend, who she is. I think that you know I think that is extremely. I think it's extremely weird that people have been uh so quick to give Erriyon Knighton a pass, but then they also didn't give Isam Mazinga a pass, who had a very similar situation where he was accused of using drugs, or he said that the stuff that he had taken to his body had come from a contamination situation. But anyway, this is what the situation is with her. So tell me what you guys think. You think she's hot? You think she's bad? You think she's bougie, Jamelin Ash? Do you think she's cute? Do you think it's just coincidence that she switched her demeanor up, switched her look up, switched her appearance up, and ended up with one of the top black male track and field athletes in the United States? She didn't end up with Clayton Murphy. Of course, she ends up with Erriyon Knighton. And do you think it's any coincidence that all these young black male sprinters are ending up with white women and hurdlers? So I don't know. You tell me what you guys think, but I think it's going to be interesting to see if she rides with him. Does she do the suspension period with him, or if she abandons him, drop him like a sack of potatoes once he gets his Adidas contract revoked, and he has to serve at least a 4 or 5 year period of suspension of ineligibility to even run track. So I think it'd be interesting. I think he should go play American football. I heard people talk about that. He never went to college, so he can go still and play football in college and do some things with his life, because we're pushing there. He's going to get at least 4 years in the end. You could believe that. You definitely could believe that. So we'll see, guys. Tell me what you think about her. Tell me if you think she's going to ride or die for him, and tell me if you think that if it's if it's even fair for her to even have to be pulled into the testimony and everything from the court documents. Tell me what you think. Catch you later, Mr. 100K a day, with another episode of The Biggest Hater in Track and Field. Peace.